The Arizona Cardinals get a massive W against the Dallas Cowboys. Welcome to the Cardinals Squad Show. My name is Benjamin Garcia, a credentialed Arizona sports media member. Are the Arizona Cardinals well and alive in the playoff hunt? We will discuss it.
Jamil Douglas, former NFL offensive lineman. The Cardinals will dissect the game after this.
Alex Clancy, Locked On Cardinals. I always say, if you can't protect the quarterback, none of this is going to work. Is the offensive line going to deter the Cardinals from getting anything done this season? Let's get it.
Rise up, Red Sea. It's the Cardinals Squad. Everything Arizona Cardinals every week. Covering all the big hits and game-changing plays from the Valley of the Sun. The way only the Locked On Podcast Network can. Gear up and squad up. The Cardinals Squad Show starts now.
Is up. Welcome back into the Cardinals Squad Show on a winning Monday night. The Arizona Cardinals defeat the Dallas Cowboys. Thank you so much for joining us. Wherever you may be listening, however you may be listening, thank you so much for making this show a part of your day. Today's episode is also brought to you by the fine folks over at FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Gentlemen, for the first time in, 6 weeks now, including the bye week, the Arizona Cardinals have a win. We have a lot of things to discuss. We'll get into the Kyler Murray, Jacoby Brissett situation that everyone's going to want to get into, maybe even touch on a little bit of that crazy Marvin Harrison Sr. story. There's a lot of good and the bad. Is that it for Kyler? Lessons of the game. But, let's dissect this. At the end of the day, does this win really matter? Are the Arizona Cardinals actually still alive? Not technically speaking, but to all of us. Is this team buried? Clancy, I'll let you take it.
Thanks for letting me take it. I don't
Jeez.
This was a palate cleanser. This was a mind eraser. This was a Men in Black, one of those 3-dot things. Ben doesn't know what I'm talking about, but Jamil does. This is
I understand that reference.
This is something that this feeds nations. For the mental health of people who've talked about this team forever, we needed this. I don't care about the team. We needed this. All joking aside, this was every single thing you wanted to see if you could draw up a game like this when you needed to have it. Turnovers, the rookies played well. Walter Nolan, he looks like a seasoned pro. Jacoby Brissett is Jacoby Brissett. Marv had another touchdown. Trey had another touchdown. They're playing the hits, and they're not beating themselves. And it was so refreshing to see a team give up only 10 points to the second best offense in the NFL so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I've been wanting to say this. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. I think we got to see the Cardinals finally play complementary football. There was a point in this game where it was after the block punt. I thought in recent games you would see the Cardinals spiral in a situation like that. And I thought watching it, I'm like, oh no, this is going to be the thing that lets the Cowboys back in. They didn't spiral. This team is playing, and I don't want to get ahead of myself because we do know that the Dallas Cowboys defense is at the bottom half of the league, almost probably the last team in the league. But they did play, relatively up front. I thought the Cowboys defensive line played really well in terms of, creating some issues in the pocket. But I just think that this Cardinals team is they're just playing harder, man. They're playing tougher right now, and I'll wait till we get to the segment to say why, Clancy.
What segment?
I agree with Clancy that it feels like everyone that watches and covers this team, either for a long time or a short time, everyone needed this win. But what makes it so frustrating is it's gotten to this point where maybe this team was always as good as they were. So staying on topic of are they actually still alive for the playoffs? That was always the goal this year. It still just really feels like a 3-5 is still a steep climb to come out of. And maybe they do it. Maybe they figure it out. Maybe Jacoby is
Ben,
I mean,
they're alive. They're alive.
Elaborate on that.
They just showed you life. We just saw them show signs of life in that win. Marvin Harrison Jr. is a guy. Walter Nolan is a guy.
Dude.
Dog.
We even saw Cody Simon make a play. Mac Wilson was playing his tail off. Like, I would say, obviously, there's some things in terms of the offense. I thought the offense running game in their pin and pull scheme was great.
Yep.
Finally, a chance to get outside on the perimeter. This is not a 4-minute mode power type of offensive line. Pin and pull scheme, getting the running backs out in space was great. In terms of, we'll have to address the right tackle position for sure. And then, Kelvin Beachum coming in and giving up the 2 sacks in a jumbo package doesn't help. But this team is alive. I mean, I don't want to talk playoffs, but they're very well.
They'll be playing
inspired ball. They're playing inspired football.
Okay, forget playoffs. Do you think right now they are in line to be playing meaningful games in late December? How about that?
They're in line to be playing meaningful games.
Yeah, they've played meaningful games all year.
Yeah,
that's not like this isn't. It's not like they haven't gotten blown out. I mean, 5 losses in 13 combined points. The defense finally showed up today. Like, here's the thing: this offense doesn't have to be a top 5 offense. This defense has to be a top 5 defense, and they can be. Like, if they're healthy, look at what we just like. I don't think you guys understand. I mean, you guys might. I know Ben doesn't, but like, I don't think you guys understand how difficult it is to do what they just did on the road against a team who's putting up 30 burgers every single game. They put up 40 against the Packers with Micah Parsons. Like, this is something that they got pressure on the quarterback. That's second and a half. That's all, or that half second with Garrett Williams there, with Will Johnson being able to play alongside him, with Max Melton playing a tertiary role. Denzel Burke balled out tonight. Like, if that secondary is that, the pass rush can be so much better. And I mean, with Marv, what you said about Marv, like, Marv made Deron Bland look like a dude from Toy Story when the kids came in. Like, he just crumbled.
Yeah.
And so what Marv does is make, like, what my favorite people.
Ben has seen Toy Story. We can say Ben's seen Toy Story.
For sure. Because you read on that level, for sure. So, like, but what you saw from Marv today on offense is, like, he makes the difficult look easy. And he did not make easy catches. They were difficult catches. On 3rd and long, that touchdown was each tape.
Listen, and I spoke to you, Clancy, about this in terms of what we had to see from Marv. And I said yards after catch.
Yeah.
This was the first, I don't want to say first time, but he was, able to catch the ball and then get north on the field. And that does wonders for the Cardinals offense, because it just puts stress on the defense in terms of, like, they're not just trying to play a possession receiver. Now they got to look out for this guy, getting yards after the catch and getting upfield, possibly for a home run hit.
Well, and your favorite play wasn't from Marv. It wasn't from Trey. It was Michael Wilson's 50-yard gapper that Jacoby Brissett just put on him and let him go. Like, the explosivity of this offense was extinct, and now it's active. It's not like it was kind of there and then now it's more there. Like, this offense wasn't good. This offense is competent with no running game, like 0 running game. Amari played better today, but like 0.
Doesn't it feel like, and I don't think Clancy's doing the wrong thing here, like calling it a competent offense? Guys, over the last 3 weeks, they're like more than competent. They're like a pretty good offense over the last 3 weeks, but we're all just saying it's competent now, which I'm guilty of this too, because Jacoby Brissett. Jamil, like, take your victory lap here, because you've been telling me this since we started this show.
Yeah.
Was like, Jacoby Brissett is a dude. We're jumping on the Zay Jones bandwagon, and we'll maybe jump off that for now.
For now.
But the Jacoby Brissett
you can't win them all, man. Can't win them all.
I'll just set you up here. Like, maybe Jacoby Brissett is just good. And I'll take it one step further. Maybe Drew Petzing is just good. Like, maybe it was always just Kyler. I'm sorry, Jamil. Go for it. I took it a hair too far, maybe.
Listen, Jacoby Brissett has always been good. What I saw from this game plan was what I've been wanting to see. A lot of timing routes being thrown, play action, Jacoby hitting his back foot, delivering a strike, pin and pull scheme, some creativity, making it a note to get Marv involved. And then I think, after that, you get to see Trey McBride start to pop up more.
Yeah.
It was very strategic. And I just think that, like I've always preached, Jacoby, in terms of standing in the pocket, was not always clean tonight. Like, let's call that what it is.
5 sacks.
Exactly. But what he does is he keeps his eyes downfield as the pocket is collapsing. And like I said, he's able to have his arm angle, get those throws over a linebacker, a defensive lineman. There was one in the middle of the field. I think that's the one to Michael Wilson.
Yeah.
Like that ball does not get thrown, I don't think, if Kyler Murray is in the game at that point in time. And so I just feel like Jacoby's a better fit, man. You can see that the guys are rallying around his style of play. They know he's willing to stand in there, and he's a good leader, man.
Yeah, I mean, and look at it this way. Like, I know he's a little bit older than Darnold and Baker and stuff, but he's played for. Let's run down some of the teams he's played for. Besides New England, when he was a kid, they won a Super Bowl. Okay, he was third string, and he won a game when Brady was out and when Garoppolo got hurt. He goes to Indy with Jim Irsay, dysfunctional. He goes to Cleveland, clown show. He goes to Miami. Jamil, what about Miami? And then he goes to other, I don't know where else he went, but those are bad organizations. Except for New England. Those are bad organizations, okay? The Arizona Cardinals may be the worst organization in the history of football, history-wise, but now this may be a more controlled environment for a rebirth for a guy that's 32, okay? They're not asking him to save the world. They're asking him to not lose games for them, and he has not lost one game for this team. He hasn't lost one game for this team, and this is without any rapport. He's walking off the street 5 weeks in and just making beautiful music in Indy and almost stealing one from a team that's atop the AFC. This rebirth could be more real than just a couple games spot starts for a backup like we've grown accustomed to. Is that too much of a leap?
No,
he's a starter moving forward, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so let's talk crazy pills. Say we're in week 12 or 13, and they've split their games. They're probably out of playoff contention, but they're putting up between 25 and 30 points a game. When do you get to a point where you're like, he's starting in 2026, and you draft a kid in the third round, not in the first, and you ride with Jacoby and you see? This is a Joe Flacco situation. He's the closest thing to Jacoby Brissett in my eyes, where it's he just comes in and he works with any offense. Do you see a world there, Jamil, where you're saying your nuptials to Jacoby Brissett? Or is that still TBD?
Yeah. Talk to me after the trade deadline. Let's see if anything gets moved here, which I don't think it will.
Hours.
I know. Talk to me in 12 hours then. We'll talk about it then. No, listen, that cemented coming off of a bye week. You've evaluated those last 2 games. That cemented where your offense should be. We talked about this a while ago. Jonathan Gannon has always said, I don't have a problem with the play calls, but he's never came out and told us what was going wrong with the offense. I truly believe that, like we talked about earlier, this is an organization that has never really came out and been blunt about the decisions that they want to make. I think it was kept behind the scenes, and, through the evaluation process, they believe that Jacoby gives them the best chance for their jobs because in terms of production, it was not going well prior to Jacoby being in there. And then they can tell that he gives them the best chance to win right now.
I don't know how much more time we'll get for this really quickly, but just out of curiosity, now that they're at 3 wins, 3-5, do you guys think that Monty pushes the chips in the table? maybe calls if we're talking about poker. Doesn't, bet, maybe just calls there.
They don't need
No.
Trades for
No.
someone.
Like, I don't think they like
A running back?
What does Jamil say? They're not one player away. They may not need that one player to get these 5 losses are super unfortunate because if they won 2 of those games, we're having a yes conversation.
Yeah.
They just got to ride it. This is Jim Valvano at this point. It's like, okay, fine. Jim Valvano, 1979, NC State. Do you know Survivor in Advance, Ben? I don't know. But NC State, Phi Slam and Jamma, no. This is their moment. It's like either it's going to be this with this team or it won't be.
Yeah.
And then you reevaluate next season.
Yeah, listen, a running back is not going to – they did fine on the ground today.
It's the worst rushing defense in the NFL. Yeah, it's the worst rushing defense.
It is the Cowboys, but it's still the NFL, guys. They did –
And Trey Benson's coming back.
Sure. Trey Benson's coming back. Mari DiMercato, looked really good today. The offensive line blocked well on the perimeter, but they're not in the phase of let's get a Breece Hall. This takes us over the hump. The Cardinals are just not in that space right now.
Maybe they're in the selling space, but we'll get down to that a little bit later in the show. Like even my co-hosts don't even know what I'm talking about. That's how great these teases are, but they're going to stick along. Okay, well, thanks for spoiling that. Anyways, with that being said, let's get further into the good and bad from this Cardinals game. What was great? What was not so great? Drew Petzing, the rookies. Let's talk about that and much more next.
I'm Cody Rourke from Locked On Broncos, and this episode is brought to you by Peloton. Peloton is shaping the future of fitness with the brand new Peloton cross-training Tread Plus powered by Peloton IQ. This is Peloton's most advanced equipment yet, giving you real-time guidance and endless ways to move, whether you're running, lifting, or you're cross-training with your favorite instructors like Alex Toussaint. It's training reimagined to make your workout more personal. Peloton is built for breakthroughs with features that help you plan, stay motivated, and hit peak performance. You can let yourself run, lift, flex, and go while Peloton handles all the rest. Plus, Peloton IQ provides real-time strength coaching, tracking your progress and suggesting weights that challenge you so you can get stronger. Plus, the new movement tracking camera, it counts your reps and corrects your form in real time, making sure every rep is safer and smarter. So let yourself run, lift, flex, push, and go. Explore the new Peloton cross-training Tread Plus at onepeloton.com.
Let's keep the show rolling. There's a lot of good. There's a lot of bad. It's not a lot of bad. There's some bad to dissect from this game. But, we kind of talked briefly about Jacoby Brissett and Kyler. We'll get to that more later. Let's talk about Walter Nolan really quickly. A guy who is kind of forgotten, drafted 16th overall, hurt his calf, I got to be honest with you guys. I had some buyer's remorse from the Darius Robinson thing where he hurt his calf and, came back and I expected more and he just hasn't lived up to that first round pick. Walter Nolan comes into the fold. TFL, minutes into the game, stopping really that first Cowboys drive that could have went for a touchdown, ended up stalling that on downs, had a big sack on Dak Prescott, was everywhere in the field from the backfield's perspective. Walter Nolan, Jamil, I'll let you break this down. You're an offensive lineman. What did you see from this guy tonight?
He has fresh legs. We can say that for sure. That's a thing. He looked explosive. He looked as advertised. Everything that we talked about post-draft and, around him in training camp, like he's as advertised. I think, I mentioned this earlier in the week. Him being back in the lineup was going to help in terms of the edge rushers. We saw Josh Sweat obviously played his tail off as well. But even on one of Calais' sacks, Walter Nolan's pushing the pocket. He's being disruptive. He has 2 guys slide into him. And so there's just obviously the more talent, the better. But he's young. He's hungry. He's coming off of an injury. He's going to be one of those guys that's a tone setter for your defense. Just given what his skill set is, like it's natural. So I love what I saw. There was early on, I know Clancy had tweeted out, "Welcome to the NFL." That was like the moment where someone had a really good block against him. I think 2 plays later, he makes a play. Like that's what you want to see out of your young guy, especially a first round pick on the D line.
Yeah. what I've talked about on the show and in radio forever is all you want. I've said this to you guys ad nauseum, is like all you don't want to see from a rookie is any oh no moment where it's like, oh no, he's not equipped to be on an NFL field yet. And with Will Johnson and Walter Nolan, we ain't never seen one. Like, I mean, except Will Johnson's got beat, he's had a couple penalties, but like they're ready to rip right away. And Walter Nolan had a tackle for loss on one of his first 2 snaps, a pass deflection, sack, 2 tackles for loss, 4 tackles total. Like, how do you defend him and Calais Campbell right next to each other, blocking up the A-gaps when they're completely different people? I mean, it's thunder and lightning, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's completely different.
Yeah,
and it'll allow Zaven Collins to get sprung. It'll allow Josh Sweat to get sprung. Baron Browning, we haven't heard much from the last couple of weeks, but like, this is what complementary football looks like. And they may have their missing piece who's just been standing on the sideline in street clothes. And you know what? Kudos to them for waiting, because we've talked about this. A calf can turn into an Achilles real quick. 100%. So the fact that they were able to do it, and he looks young, or he looks spry and fresh. Yeah, you're right. The fresh thing is funny. It's like you get a Madden player coming in with 100 after playing with a bunch of 40s. Like, you can tell.
100%. Yeah,
but it's a beautiful thing, and everything works in synchronicity with those DBs. And if this is a perfect storm situation where the Cardinals could 100% be a top 7 defense for the rest of the year, truly, if everybody stays healthy. I don't care who they're playing.
I mean, maybe even higher than that with the ceiling of what it looked like tonight. Like, I think the most impressive thing with Walter Nolan is, yes, he didn't look like a rookie. He looked like Josh Sweat in the first 2 weeks of the season, someone that you signed to immediately help bolster your defense. I wasn't expecting that tonight. I think more so it was the fact the Cowboys offensive line has been pretty good. Like, we kept on talking about how much this team would miss Clayton Adams and how much this team, like, as a whole would miss him on the offensive line. Like, he was supposed to be the X factor for the Dallas Cowboys in that offensive line. That offensive line has been really good all year until Walter Nolan showed up. And then, of course, you guys had mentioned as well, that opens up things for Josh Sweat, who was all over the field tonight. And like, kind of turning the conversation to not just Walter Nolan, but outside of Jacoby Brissett, maybe, did anyone have a better night than Monty Austin-Fort? Like, there have been some arrows thrown Monty Austin-Fort's way, but sticking on the defensive, sure, stupid, fine. But sticking to the defensive side of the ball, Denzel Burke made a big play against CeeDee Lamb that really mattered, closing out there, knocking the ball away. Cody Simon had a forced fumble. Will Johnson just continues to be awesome. Walter Nolan was game-wrecking tonight. Like, this defense could be good, or top 7, Clancy, for years to come. It's not just this year.
Well, and Garrett Williams, who was there for both of the strip fumbles, strip sacks. So like, it's not just this year. Like, the whole thing about Marv was a huge tipping point. It's like, okay, if he doesn't pan out, then that's a bust. Darius Robinson, bust. You see so far, but dude, drafting is an inexact science, and what we saw today was everybody ball out when absolutely necessary. What it allows to do, and Jamil, I'll pivot you because you can attest to this more than anybody, is like, when the stars are taking care of their job, it allows the second and tertiary guys to make plays because they're not required to do it to save anything. Mm-hmm. Like, you're going to see bad balls thrown, and you're going to have a Denzel Burke who's going to be able to be opportunistic, or things like that, where you can double team a star wide receiver. Like, it's complementary football through and through on defense.
100%. It all is tied together. The DBs play as good as the pass rushes. The pass rush is as good as your defensive backs can cover. And so I think what we saw out of the Cardinals tonight is they're obviously getting healthy, and they've got guys at every position, man. Like, and I know they were talking about the D coordinator and the job that he's doing with calling the defense, but those guys were flying around like they had it in their mind that they were going to establish what the defense really is, and they went out and did that tonight. They got turnovers. Spoke to Clancy about whoever wins the turnover battle in this game will probably win the game. You got to create some more opportunities for the offense. I think as far as the offense staying on the field, they had drives. 13 play, 10 play drive, 8 play drives. Like, it was just complimentary football, and that's what we've been waiting to see.
Yeah, I mean, another goal line stand. Like, that's their third one this year. Like, first and goal to go. It's unbelievable.
I mean, three turnovers tonight. Should have had 4 when George Pickens fumbled the ball earlier in that drive.
Mac
We
Wilson
talked about
dropped an interception also.
Mac Wilson dropped an interception.
Yeah, I don't know how he dropped that.
That's
He's
just
on defense for a reason, baby.
Oh,
yeah, that's
man.
what just defensive players do. They just drop the ball. They just run with it before they have it. We talked about some of the really good things, and there's a lot of it. There was some bad, and it was Jamil's guys on the offensive line, maybe not having fresh legs. Jamil, let me just throw it over to you for the offensive side. Obviously, more probably on the right side with Evan Brown and Jonah Williams, who are once again getting circles, mostly Jonah Williams and Kelvin Beachum. Circles ran around them. I mean, is that fixable? What did you diagnose that? And then
yes, it's fixable for sure. I mean, we saw Jadeveon Clowney sighting, for the first time in a very long time, which you hate for it to be the Cardinals, in which he has a game like that. But in terms of the 2 sacks, Kelvin Beacham's not normally playing the extra offensive lineman in terms of pass blocking. That is different. The angle is different. You're out a little further from the quarterback. It's just a different animal. And I don't want to make an excuse for him, but I wouldn't advise bringing in a jumbo tight end essentially to block to pass rush. So they were leaky. They weren't clean. With that being said, Jacoby's the guy that's going to step up and deliver the ball. And so, yes, you have to get it cleaned up, because you don't want him taking hits or him having to come off the spot. That happened to him a lot. But, I mean, when you win, it's kind of I don't want to say it gets brushed under the rug, but it makes it easier to stomach. So they'll obviously go back to the drawing board and start to clean that stuff up. But it has to be fixed in terms of just being leaky on play action passes and then the right tackle position. I don't even know yet. I got to watch the film, guys.
I mean, because here's the thing. People are like, oh, Tip Ryman was a bad pick. Tip Ryman was a bad pick. Tip Ryman was severely missed tonight because that would have been him. Mm-hmm. That would have been him chipping. And then one on Jonah Williams, to his credit, he and Michael Wilson ran into each other that allowed Jadeveon Clowney or Dante Fowler, who I can't believe he's still in the league. He's got to be 75.
I'm telling you.
You played against him, right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I played against Dante Fowler and Jadeveon Clowney. These guys
Wait a second. You might be right. How old is this guy? Oh, he's only 31, but he feels like he's been around a long time.
Yeah. He has been around a long time.
Yeah. I mean, so with that, so here's the thing. What is the remedy? Run the ball more, and they can't. So that they can't utilize the remedy that they've got, which is the simplest one to be able to, maximize the ability to not have that happen today. The more he drops back, one thing that needs to stop immediately, don't run play action. Just drop back.
Well, okay. So
what are we doing with that?
I disagree because I think the play action allowed Jacoby to stay within the timing of the routes. A lot of those, if you're dropping back, a lot of those passes, you kind of have to read coverage and things like that. They were doing these play action shots because it's, they're obviously looking to take a shot, but when the quarterback hits his back foot, he knows, okay, I either got this crossing route, something that I can get the ball out. And we saw him take the check down multiple times, and that was very good for them. But I think the play action is kind of what I wanted to see out of the Cardinals offense because it just, I don't know, man. It doesn't do a lot for me when you just drop back 30 times a game because now it's the offensive line's at a disadvantage.
Right.
At least
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. At least with the play action, there's some sort of, okay, maybe this is a run. Maybe this is a quick pass. I don't know. I hear what you're saying, but I think a lot of the big plays were allowed because of the play action.
All right. So I got one question for you. And luckily the segment's almost over. So this is going to be quick. I told you that I was going to ask you an awkward question and I didn't tell you what it was.
Yeah, you did.
This is with all due respect
to
the position. How do you overcome mentally when you're getting your ass beat and there's nothing you can do about it?
Oh, well, I've been there
truly,
before.
This isn't a joke. How do you bounce back if you're Jonah Williams knowing that you are not as good as the pass rusher that's coming at you? And this is not a knock personally at anybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
But the mental aspect to it, it's like, it's clear as day. You're naked out there. Everybody knows why the quarterback's getting sacked.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, right? When you have a game like that in which things are just happening and you can't really get back to like why. I always would go back to the basics. Like that's just how my mind would kind of, turn on to tell me, all right, let's not overcomplicate this. What happened? How can I fix it? And then obviously I don't want it to happen again. So I don't know what his process is, but it is hard to overcome. I will say it's a lot easier to overcome and a win than it is a loss because if they lose that game, a lot of the blame is getting put on him. It's easier to kind of sweep it under the rug and address it, but not let it be the focal point when you win. So I think he's really just got to understand that, whatever you're doing the week of practice or for prep, it's got to be taken up a notch because that could have easily been, the few plays that he had could have changed the game realistically. And so it is tough though, man. It's tough to ground yourself in those moments.
For sure.
Hey, Clancy, really quickly, because I saw you tweeted this out as well. Combining the Jacoby Brissett thing and then, of course, the offensive lineman thing, do you think as of right now, the Cardinals should draft wherever they're at an offensive lineman in the first round? Is that what you would do?
2 of them. I mean, it depends on, say they trade Kyler and they get extra picks and stuff. Like, it's different.
Sure.
Say they're picking 11th or something like that, which is more than likely what it's going to be. 10th, 11th, 9th, the best offensive lineman on the board. I don't care. The best right tackle on the board, the best interior offensive lineman. I don't care. Like, if Walter Nolan's going to be this, it's easily more palatable that they didn't take Gray Zabel, the swing guy out of North Dakota State, wherever the hell he was, who's balling out in Seattle. Immediately, both of them. I don't care. Or go and sign a big name guy this offseason. I don't care. This can't be an issue moving forward, and it's an issue.
I just thought it was interesting because I think it's definitely an argument you could make right now.
Whole last offseason too. I've been screaming from the mountaintops, and ain't nobody listening.
You did say Gray Zabel, but watching Walter Nolan tonight, it might be a decent consolation prize. It might be
Listen, there's a reason teams bolster their offensive and defensive line. We saw it with the Eagles. When they went on their Super Bowl run, the game is played up front. The reality of it is, the more time you can give your quarterback, the better your offense is. The faster you can sack the quarterback, the better your defense is. So they would not be wrong to draft someone to protect whoever the quarterback of the future is. I would never say that. You gotta go ahead and pick one of the big guys.
Yeah.
You sure you're retired, Jamil?
I
know you got a connection.
with
Monty.
Don't want any piece of it.
Jamil just mentioned the quarterback of the future. He didn't name names, and it kind of fits with the next segment. Is this it for Kyler? Have we seen the last of Kyler Murray? Well, not so fast, says Jonathan Gannon. We'll talk about that next. First, today's show is brought to you by the folks over at Supply House. When the opening whistle blows on a new repair, get your crew moving with Supply House. Order today and see parts on your doorstep. Tomorrow, over 280,000 plumbing, HVAC, and electrical items from the most trusted brands in the business. Their real-time inventory and honest lead times keep you from punting on projects, while their industry-leading customer service always has your blind side cover. Need parts fast for a project? Supply House has the next day delivery. Talk about a game changer. The part finder tools and 3D schematics can save you hours on jobs where every detail matters. Join the free Trade Master program today and score serious perks like priority shipping, lower prices, and a dedicated support line. Visit supplyhouse.com to sign up for free and use promo code SHNFL5. That's Supply House NFL. So SHNFL5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. Real people, real service. So clearly for the third straight week, we could all agree to whatever degree the offense has looked better. The Cardinals are 1-2. The people that were kind of still clinging on to Kyler were using the crutch of an argument of, well, they're not winning games. They're 0-2. So clearly it's on Jacoby Brissett. Is this it for Kyler Murray, guys? Is this it for Kyler Murray? Because Jonathan Gannon is, according to my guy, Donnie Druin, sticking with Kyler Murray as the starter, whether he's healthy. He told reporters after the win over Dallas, quote, because that's how I feel, he said when asked why. Have we seen the end of Kyler Murray as an Arizona Cardinal? Has he played his last snap, or are we going to see this guy? Not should it be, is it? And then we can talk about should in Seattle, Clancy.
Oh, you're gonna let me go first? Take this whole damn thing.
You're the one in the comment section where people are like,
it's gonna change.
Kyler guy.
So, should Jacoby Brissett be the starter?
Yes.
Will Kyler Murray be the starter?
No.
Yes.
No, he's
What?
not.
Listen to me.
No.
Listen. Just take a beat, okay? I'm taking what the defense is giving me, okay? I'm taking what Jonathan Gannon is giving me. Unless they put him on IR to make it safe for everybody, and he's out for the year, and you want to do the Steve Keim didn't get fired. He went to get help somewhere, whatever it was. Like, oh, your dog didn't die. We didn't put your dog down. It went to a magical place with clouds and fluffies. The whole thing. It's like, if that's what they're going to throw us, cool. If Kyler Murray is active this week, the lunacy of this organization would lend me to think that he would be starting in Seattle. I don't think that's what should happen, because what I said last time was Jacoby Brissett should be starting. It's 100% the right move to start Kyler. Jacoby Brissett should be starting. It's 100% the wrong move to start Kyler, and I'm sure they're going to do it because that's what the Cardinals do.
Okay. Jamil, before you tell us that Jacoby Brissett should be the starter,
we already said that. I agree with that.
No. It's totally fine. I want to hear from him first before you answer it. Who will be the starter?
Who you want to hear from me?
Yeah.
Yes. Who will be? So from Jonathan,
Jonathan
Gannon is saying,
I don't know who's
going
to be the starter. I'll tell you who I think should be the starter and who we all know should be the starter.
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett.
I agree.
I don't understand this whole thing. If he's not your guy for the future, why are you so dedicated? It's almost like someone has something over Jonathan Gannon in terms of making decisions on the roster. I don't get it. Jacoby has to be the starter. I'm telling you right now, given the last 3 games that you've played, I know, the Cowboys defense doesn't even compare to the Colts and the Packers defense. This Seahawks defense coming up, they play football. And so if you go from these last 3 performances to back to Kyler Murray and this offense looks stale and they don't score any points and they don't move the football down the field and they don't extend drives, how bad of a coaching decision now have you put yourself in when you could have just went with the hot hand right now if you know he's not your guy for the future?
Yeah. I mean, and listen, 3-6 you can't come back from.
No.
3-5
it's over. Yes.
This is the linchpin week. You're going on the road to CenturyLink, whatever the hell they call it up in Pacific Northwest now, against the team that you went toe-to-toe against. In the fourth quarter, you came all the way back. Mark had the touchdown, and then Chad Ryland kicked the ball out of the zone, and they lost. Like, weird things happen against the Seahawks. So if you start Kyler Murray, listen, again, for those that are saying I'm crazy, whatever, GTO, you never agree with me anyway, so it's fine. Thanks for watching, though. I appreciate it. I'm not saying he should be. I'm saying the way this organization is run, he will be. And that is the lunacy of this organization.
Listen.
And just so we're clear, I'm not laughing at you, Clancy. I'm laughing at the idea that you're not
that you could start Kyler Murray.
You could start him. I know you're saying, just because people in the chat I think are taking you the wrong way, you're saying you would start Jacoby, but you think they're going to start Kyler.
Yeah.
I can't go, what did you say, the magical farm? I can't go there with you guys. There is absolutely no way they are this stupid of an organization. You can't do that. Forget what you think. What do the players want? Does anyone think after tonight, again, Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Wilson, want to go back to Kyler? Dude, I think what is going to happen at some point this week, and I texted you guys this, and I put it out on social media, was there's going to be a phantom IR stint coming for Kyler Murray, where they just rule him out for the rest of the season, or just say, he's going to need 4 more weeks out because they're going to play nice with his people. He doesn't want to be seen as getting perceived benched for Jacoby Brissett, who's been a lifelong, backup quarterback in this league. Like, I think that is far more likely. Like, it is, I don't know if Jamil was kind of alluding to this, but like, it is borderline fireable to throw him out there after what we've seen for the past 3 weeks.
It's silly. It's absolutely silly. I mean, listen, are we not all watching the same games? Are we not all looking at? No, I'm saying from the coaching staff standpoint, they sit in their office and they watch film night and day. And you mean to tell me that you're going to look at the last games, the games from this season, and say Kyler gives us the best chance to win? Jonathan Gannon is not. I guarantee you, he's not going to say that to the media. He's not going to say Kyler gives us the best chance to win. All he's saying is nothing has changed because someone over him is telling him that Kyler has to be the starter. But as a coach, sometimes, you got to burn a bridge, man. Sometimes you got to burn the bridge. And if it pays off, it pays off. And you look like a genius.
Not if it's the guy that's signing your paychecks.
Well, hey. Did you pay me? Did you pay me to coach, or did you pay me to just what did you pay me to do?
Well, Michael Bidwell does what he wants. Because
if I'm a head coach, I'm going out swinging on my terms. I'll tell you that much.
I agree. Well, listen, I'll tell you what. I don't think, and I've said this, I don't think Jonathan Gannon should go, regardless of how the season ends. I think it's one more. Like, you may have to do a lame duck year because this is last year's contract coming up. He's making $5 million a year. Okay, so it's pretty petty. But listen. This isn't love for Kyler, GTO, okay, at all. This is understanding being in this space for 15 plus years, talking about sports every day for almost 15 years. This is how this organization runs. It doesn't make any sense. Just when you think they figured out the right way to do things through error, through injury, whatever it may be, they take 1,000 steps back when they only need to take one more step forward to kind of be in a position they want to be in. I hope that they don't. I hope that what Jamil said is right. I've seen so many times where the opposite, the antithesis of what should happen, happens. So it's this terrible. Is me. This is history. This isn't even PTSD. This is truth.
I'm sorry you've had to deal with that, Clancy. It's trauma.
Thank you.
It's trauma.
My hairline was sexy as hell 15 years ago, bro.
I believe it. I see someone in the comments say Kyler Murray has not looked good for all these years because the offensive line has been trash. We just saw Jacoby Brissett play with the same offensive line that Kyler Murray's been playing with this season.
And it was still trash.
And it was still 120 times in 3 weeks.
But the ball was getting out and they're moving down the field. So
zipping.
There is everyone wants to talk about the O-line, man. Hey, what is it?
Jamil, the O-line did not look good tonight.
No, they didn't.
They held up for 2 quarters, 2.5. Because Jacoby, if this was Kyler Murray, he wasn't able to scramble, it would have been 10. It would have been 10 this week. It would have
never would have scored.
Or last game,
100%.
Making that number look pretty good.
No, I'm not sugarcoating the offensive line at all. They got to play better. 100%.
Let's go to lunacy land for the last part of this segment.
Let's do it.
Jonathan Gannon has been a proven liar. And that is not a bad thing, I think, for a head coach. I think it is incredibly silly the amount of people that get mad at Jonathan Gannon for just straight up lying at press conferences. He could say Mr. Potato Head is the starting quarterback next week. I don't care. We'll see what happens on Sunday. Is there a world he's lying, and not just lying, two-parter of that, Kyler gets traded and they're just still gassing him up in front of everyone? Or is it tomorrow's the trade deadline? That's crazy, but let's just lay all of our cards out on the table.
I mean, yeah, there's a world he's lying, A
lot of worlds. Just so we're clear, there's a lot of worlds he's lying.
I think it is absolutely insane if we don't see Jacoby Brissett lining up against the Seattle Seahawks defense. I think it's absolutely just it's ridiculous if we don't see Jacoby.
He's going to be sick.
It's ridiculous. What more what else has to change if he's not your guy, Clancy? That's what I'm not understanding. Kyler's not going to be the quarterback here next year, because of this year. They've seen Jacoby operate at a higher level than what Kyler is. What more do you need in order to say we're going to move on? Like, that's an honest question. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I mean, and I wasn't there. Well, I wasn't there a few weeks ago because we hadn't seen this from Jacoby. We hadn't seen them still be in games. We hadn't seen the defense play 3 stellar quarters and almost win games, then buried in the fourth quarter. Like, this team at its best, legitimately, say they played, I don't know, 30% better in the terrible quarters, they legitimately could be 6-2. Like, this isn't something where it's like the Tennessee loss. You out of your mind? That's 4-4.
Imagine if they won that. Imagine if they
that's
won that.
That's 4-4. The San Francisco loss, that's 5-3. And then you win one of those 2 against Indy and Green Bay. We're talking completely different. But with that said, this organization doesn't lie in rational thought. Like, and I'm not deflecting that to say, oh, you know what? You're dumb because you think rationally. That's pretty much what I'm saying to you, because this team doesn't do that. So listen, if we're going to put it all out, it's like, okay, what are the chances that Kyler Murray starts on Sunday? If he's healthy, I would put it at right now, without having to crunch numbers, like 70%, 65%, 60%. It's not 100, but it's not 0. And if it's not 0, then it may as well be 70.
I know
that's a lot of numbers. That's a lot of numbers.
If it's not 100% no, then it's probably a yes.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, because Clancy's pretty sure. I know this is a lunacy organization, and maybe this is my youth that you guys are always joking about on this show, and maybe I am just so naive. There is no way anyone is this stupid. Like, I will put it at a 0% chance Kyler doesn't start on Sunday. Like, Kyler does not start on Sunday. So I'll give it 100% chance Jacoby's the starter next week, unless Jacoby snaps a freaking leg at practice.
Don't say that. You don't say that. You don't say that, okay? You don't say that.
Yeah.
This house is made of wood.
You don't
There we
say
go.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Jamil, do you think there is a percentage chance what is the percentage chance that Jacoby starts next week?
Listen,
Knowing what you know about the Cardinals organization and everything.
Jacoby starts
next week.
They're talking about it right now. That is the elephant on the plane. If they're on the plane right now, there's a big elephant in first class.
Graduated from snakes on the plane,
and he's sitting on Jonathan Gannon's lap right now, and he feels the pressure. And I guarantee you he's talking to Drew Petzing, and they're saying, well, what are we going to do? Because we seen what Jacoby's doing, and I like how our team is playing right now. But I think we got to keep playing Kyler. I guarantee you they're having that conversation on the plane.
Do you again? All right, I'll just take the back seat as I am the naive younger person on the show that doesn't understand. This doesn't feel like a hard discussion. Like, I get having the discussion of like, how are people going to take this?
It's not. No, not that even. That isn't even a hard discussion. It is so cut and clear. It couldn't be any more clear. It's ridiculous. Like, the guys, come on now. Are we like? Why are we even debating this? I mean, in terms of.
Because Jonathan Gannon just said it. We're not even. He just said it. He's the starter.
Yeah, it's insanity. What's the definition? What's the definition of insanity? We've all heard this before.
Tell us, Webster.
How about you tell us, Ben?
Doing the same thing, expecting different results. I talked about that with Steve Kine for 6 years. Okay, I know what it was.
Oh man,
doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. This is insanity.
Wow.
Yeah. It is, but
how
listen,
did we get here?
and I'll leave you with this little raindrop that people forget. And then now it's kind of something that's like, maybe that wasn't nothing when they traded Josh Dobbs overnight to Minnesota. Remember that? It was just Kyler came back. They're like, see ya. And it's like, well, that felt weird. That felt kind of dirty. Like, what was that? I don't think that's going to happen here, but it did happen in the past. So I don't know.
Is it a new month, Clancy?
That was good. I just do that to make you feel better. I got plans.
Let's close out the show. Let's
Oh,
close
it's
out the
10 o'clock,
show.
man.
Let's get to some final thoughts, some lessons of the game, like we always do. Maybe we'll, talk really quickly about that Seattle game. We'll get deeper into that later this week when we have our show again. But until then, let's get to that next. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. The NFL season is here, but so is the NBA season. And there's no better place to get back in on the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of a game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into same game parlays for a shot at a bigger payout. It keeps every game exciting, especially when your team is making that late push. Listen, as I'm, looking at some of these basketball lines, I know for those of you that catch me on Locked On Phoenix Suns had a massive win yesterday against the San Antonio Spurs. They got the Golden State Warriors coming up. Maybe they just keep the good times rolling and you take the Suns on the money line there. So right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. All right, Jamil, I'll start with you. Is there something today that you were like, weren't 1,000% sure of? We've got a new lesson. What was it, Jamil?
I mean,
There's a reason why I set you first. I didn't want people to take
Jacoby should be starting. I was 1,000% sure, but we as a collective, I don't know. But that is where.
What do you think people?
I will lay on that sword.
What do you think people, to dig a little bit more out of this, are still clinging on to with Kyler? Like maybe there's still people out there like, no. The offense is just different. Like, is there anything you can see? Like maybe Kyler could do this better.
No,
anything.
No, he doesn't. He's not a fit for this offense. That's not downplaying his skill set. I think he has a really unique skill set in the right system. This system is not meant for Kyler Murray. It's going to really surprise me if we don't see Jacoby. But I mean, just in terms of this game as a whole, the thing that surprised me the most is that we finally got to see the Cardinals kind of end the game on their terms. We have not seen that. We have not seen that. And that's
interesting.
Yeah, that was the first time, there was turnovers and then they were able to run the ball and victory formation. Like we have not seen that from the Cardinals. So it was nice to see that they are able to do that. They're capable of doing it. And I think this team is trending in the right direction. And I just would hate to see, not to say that Kyler can't do it, but I would hate to see it not keep going in that direction.
Yeah, and like one thing that this is kind of rainbows and butterflies. I don't really like doing it midseason, but this defense is going to be around for the next 5 years. Like Calais won't be, Dalvin Tomlinson won't be, but Garrett Williams,
Calais might be.
Garrett Williams, Max Melton, Will Johnson, Dadrian Taylor-Demerson, Walter Nolan, like they've got dudes. Cody Simon's going to be great. Jordan Birch is going to be very good. Like they've got 70% of their defense set up for the next 5 years. 60%, which is huge. You're going to add defensive players. You're going to add guys. Like, and what the Cardinals, like, regardless of who's quarterback for the rest of the year, starting in 2026 with another complete cycle of free agency and the draft, this team will be ready to really compete. And it was supposed to be this year. It's not going to be this year. Thought it was Kyler Murray. It's not. But one more cycle, you actually pay attention to the offense like they didn't this offseason. This defense is young and hungry and ready for years. The offense is young and hungry. Paris Johnson Jr., Marvin Harrison Jr., and Trey McBride, like the stars on this team are young. And that is a good thing outside of, Budda Baker and a couple others. But like that's what I saw today. It's like young guys making plays. The defense was swarming. Nick Rallis is in his bag. And you just have to have the offense be top 15 in the league, and you can really make some weird noise down the stretch.
It's something I feel like we've all been saying for a little bit now is like, this team is really freaking good. They are a quarterback away from being legitimate, maybe not Super Bowl contenders. Like that's a really small window to be in, but legitimate playoff threats. And that can roll into Super Bowl contenders right away. And like, just kind of piggybacking off of what Clancy said there about the young talent, I was pretty skeptical about the Cardinals selection of Walter Nolan at the 16th overall pick. I thought that they needed to be a little bit more aggressive. And I didn't know Will Johnson was going to fall all the way to the 50s for this team. But like I advocated, trade up for Abdul Carter. Like do something crazy to help this team this season. Walter Nolan, you watch a game against a really good Dallas Cowboys offensive line and someone that we've all been praising here in Arizona and Clayton Adams, who's kind of fixed that offensive line and just be a game wrecker in game one. Like you see it right away. We saw it in one game with Walter Nolan that we haven't seen in, 18 games now for Darius Robinson? The dude can play. And like Piggy, with all those guys, Will Johnson, Denzel Burke, like Monty Austinfort earned I was never out on the guy, but I was starting to like, what's going on there? Some things are a little strange. Turns out it might have just all been the quarterback. Like, I know people are saying it's not all Kyler Murray. Fine, but 85% might have been. You take him out of the equation, Marvin Harrison Jr. looks better. Maybe Darius Robinson's a bust.
They're far away in terms of a playoff team.
No. With a quarterback, I think they're a legitimate quarterback. They are top. They are
those guys don't just go out and it's like, hey, I'd like a job. Like they're all employed.
Sure, you gotta draft one.
I still think
it's not easy. It's hard.
Up front. They have to address some things before they can.
Jamil Douglas.
It doesn't matter. Big no. before even be without a quarterback, whoever you put back there has to be protected against better defenses than the Cowboys. And the Cowboys, the Cowboys were able to be productive tonight. But I mean, if you're just within your division, the defenses that you play against, Seattle, the Rams, the Niners, those defenses are going to be there for years to come. And so you have to address the offensive line. You have to address the running back position. And then I think you can start to look at the quarterback in terms of who's going to be throwing it.
Yeah. I mean, Byron Murphy and Leonard Williams are not Dante Fowler and Jadeveon Clowney.
No.
And Byron Young and Jared Verse and Braden Fisk are not Jadeveon Clowney and Dante Fowler. Like this is going to get so much harder before it gets easier. Yeah. And the easier part doesn't even include 2025.
Yeah.
Like this is not – if the Cardinals somehow make some sort of meteoric push and they're on that in the hunt overlay in week 13 or week 14 – like we're talking contract extension for Jonathan Gannon. We're talking contract extension potentially for Drew Petzing because that means the offense is really humming. Like you're not scoring 13 points and winning those games. Like we're talking head coaching jobs for Nick Rallis. Like this stuff could change on a dime if the Cardinals beat 4 or 5 teams they probably aren't supposed to beat. So the only beauty of this is, like Jamil, you can sit this one out. When you get in fantasy football and you're the last person in to the playoffs, you'd much rather be the last person into the playoffs and get blown out in the first round than not be in the playoffs at all. You want to have a chance. The Cardinals are in – they got a chance. They're 3-5, okay? They've had 5 losses by 13 combined points. This is the best 3-5 team in the NFL right now, including Dallas.
Yeah.
So
because they've got a better defense. Way, man. They've got a way better defense than Dallas. If Dallas had that defense, Dallas would be
undefeated.
Undefeated.
Yeah, Super Bowl.
Ridiculous. So the Cardinals just have to, like we said earlier, lean on that defense and be productive on offense. They controlled the clock today, which was great to see. They protected the football. Like they played complementary football, and you can win with that. And so it's obviously going to get, stiffer with the competition within the next couple of weeks. So we'll really see if that holds true. But I think right now you've got to be happy with what they've done in these last 3 weeks, including the bye week.
Jamil, just to kind of, turn the temperature up in the room before we go, would you like to guess what Kyler Murray's record is against the Seattle Seahawks? I know Clancy knows it, but I'm just curious.
Out of how many games?
Would you like to guess how many wins he's played him 8 times?
2.
0.
Oh yeah. Start Jacoby. What do you have to lose?
Bro.
What do you have to lose?
And one thing that I have, like, there is one lesson of the game, and one thing I have to push back a little bit. Like, he's not a career backup quarterback. He started for seasons in Miami. He started in Indianapolis for a season and a half. Like, he started 8 games before that Deshaun Watson dude came in Cleveland. Like, this guy's played and won meaningful games every stop he's gone. So this is not one of those things where it's like, oh, it's Colt McCoy. Or it's somebody like that who's always been a backup. You know, it's Blaine Gabbert, things like that. This is not that. And the second thing is, and we got to go with this one, is the punting situation was Travis, who Blake Gillikin on the IR tonight. Like, they almost got to 3 punts. Yeah. So the return game with Greg Dortch was electric. They had short fields almost every time he touched the ball, but they could barely get punts off against the Dallas Cowboys special team. So something to watch out for.
He took his sweet time with each of those punts. But with that being said, we took our sweet time on this show today. And you know what, fellas? We got to win. Also, this is scary. It's officially week 10 in the NFL.
Yep.
Appreciate that's nuts, man.
Appreciate it.
I really did watch today with a little bit more appreciation in my heart and a little less hate. So with that being said, no hate here today. Just a bunch of love. Everyone in the chat. I can't name you all. There are so many of you guys, but thank you so much for being here. We'll be back later on in the week as well. For Clancy, myself, and also Jamil Douglas, spend the Cardinals Squad show, guys. Stay safe. Have a good night. And go Cards. Got a dub today.